So how's the transition been here so far? What stood out about your time at Florida State?
It's been great. Coach Odell Thurman, Odell Higgins, and Coach Knight have been a blessing. They've welcomed me with open arms, and it's been good. My family, my wife, and kids are here. And I'm from 35 minutes up the road, so I'm familiar with the area. I know where I'm at, so I'm home.
What have your initial thoughts been of the personnel that you're going to get to work with? What do you like about the group? What are things that you need to see from them coming up in the spring?
You know what? To be honest, Coach Higgins and Coach Knight, they've done a heck of a job with these boys. They hold themselves accountable on a regular, and that's one thing that stood out to me when I got here. They kind of police themselves. If a guy isn't holding up his end, before me and Coach Knight can get on him, they're on him. So that's one thing that has stood out to me. It's just how they push each other to do the right thing on and off the grass. So that's been a blessing to come in. If a guy's late, before myself, Coach Higgins, or Coach Knight can get to him, there's 4 or 5 other D linemen that's already handled it. So that's a blessing as a coach.
How easy was it for you to accept this job to come here and be able to coach so close to your hometown?
Extremely easy. Like, I called Coach Norvell back. I wanted to come home. My wife and I, 2025, January, February, we was literally praying for this. Like, it was cold up in the Northeast, and I'm a South Georgia boy, and my kids, they got Southern roots, so we were literally, man, asking God to get us back home, and He did that. So it was a personal blessing for us, my wife and I. So my family, I get a chance. I haven't seen my family since I left at 18 years old. I went to the University of Georgia. I hadn't been back home. So I hadn't seen some of my aunts and uncles for a very long time. So it's been great.
For people that don't understand the importance of being closer, being a coach is so nomadic. I mean, you're constantly moving, some every 2 to 3 years. To have the opportunity to come back and be close to Bainbridge, just the advantages of that and raising your kids close to family, just how special is that?
I wanted my son to become like a Southern boy. I wanted him to understand that Southern hospitality is real. Grow up like how I grew up, diverse. And it was so important for me to come back home and at least coach here. I've been everywhere, and you're right. My wife and I, we've lived in 4 different states in like 4 years. So, I want to stay here for a while. I want my kids to grow up in the South, and I want them to grow up in Tallahassee and experience all that it is in this area. And growing up here, it was a village. You had to be careful what you did because everyone raised you. So that's what I want my kids to experience. And, it was a blessing. It's different down here. It's really different. The football is different. It's a way of life. And my son loves football. And I love the North, but it's more basketball up there. Here we breathe. For me growing up, I needed football to make it out. And a lot of these boys do. So I wanted my son and my daughter to experience that. There's Southern love.
You're gonna make sure they go to some Bearcat games? Or?
Absolutely. They have to go see where Daddy, grew up and where he played. It's big time football in the South, South Georgia. So my son has to experience it. A Friday night, I gotta take him.
What's it been like coaching with Coach Knight and just kind of working together?
Yeah, it's been a blessing. I had Coach Sim's jersey in high school. I was a fan of his in high school. So to be on staff with him is literally a blessing. I told my dad when I first got back, like, Coach, wow, he's already saying it. Like, this was probably the highest ranked football player of all time. And Coach Knight, man, his experience and his knowledge of the game has just been a blessing. He played 8 years in the NFL, and he's welcomed with open arms, and he's done a great job with these young men, just disciplining them and building them and preparing them for real life. NIL has kind of blinded our boys. We're trying to get back to the guys that want to put the NFL and get back to what really matters. And he's done a great job instilling that in our boys. Man, it's been a blessing. It's been an easy transition. A lot of times when you get to a new place, it's not very easy, but it's been really easy when everyone welcomes you.
What's Coach White like as a DC?
I didn't, but I heard about him. He's really detailed, really knowledgeable of the game. he's always looking for new ways. He's always at my end, and he'll stop it. He challenges me on the things I'm doing, and he asks me a lot of questions. And that's what I like. My professional development will get better with Coach White. It will. I'll learn a lot from this guy. I've already learned a lot. It's just the scheme is really interesting. I'm really interested in it. I want to learn it, and I've been learning it. So it's great. Coach White is a great coordinator. He's smart, and I love it. I really like working for him.
You come here. Go ahead. You come here with a pretty strong reputation as a recruiter. I guess what do you like about that aspect of this job? And some introspection. What do you think makes you strong in that regard?
Well, you know what? Recruiting is just what I do. It's not really who I am. I'm a much better developer. I build relationships, but I think I'm a better football coach than a recruiter. But that's what got me here. But that comes second nature for me. I just be myself. And a lot of times I'm recruiting the guys they're me. They're trying to do what I did. So it's really not recruiting. People call it recruiting, but I'm literally just myself. And the relationship will get built when you're yourself, authentic. And the boys, they see that. They know real and fake. So I'm trying to, kind of get out of that name, but it's a good thing. But I think I'm a better football coach and a better developer than I am a recruiter.
You've been around some great players as a player and as a coach. I know you guys haven't put on badge yet. It'll be a little longer. But you have a sense of what kind of talent you're working with in your position?
Yeah, I got some really talented young kids and the older guys. We got Rylan Kennedy from Texas A&M and Jalen Anderson, and Daryl Desir, Tay Diggs, and then as well as some young guys that's coming along, like Chris Carter and Jamin Pinkney. Those guys, I expect them to continue to grow and stay in the weight room. But man, I'm excited. We got some guys that can play on the next level. And that's what I'm excited to be back. When you come to the South, these boys look like football players down here now. So that's what I was excited to be around. But I'm excited about these boys. We got to get to work on. A lot to work on. I'm excited.
Coach White says that Tay put on a lot of weight. He's so twitchy.
Yeah, Tay's a good football player. He needs to lose a little weight, but we've been in communication. And he wants the best. He wants to be the best, and he wants me to coach him. And that's one of the things Tay told me. Hey, Coach, I want to get to the next level. So I'm on him about every little thing. He's old enough to be able to handle it. You know what I mean? You have to have a certain type of maturity to handle me, because I'm going to be on this, and he's old enough to handle it. And I'm really blessed on how he's approached the game and approached our relationship. But we still got to get to know each other, and I'm going to push him. I'm push him to be the best, because he can be. He's a big kid that can do a lot of different things. So I'm excited about that.
Those the guys you mentioned, that's a different group of body types, right? There's some guys really tall, some a little shorter, fat. What do you like about that diversity, I guess, at your position group? What can that do for you?
I coach them differently.
Okay.
Some guys do things better than others. So that's what I like. I love to see, I got 6'4" guys, and I got 6'2" guys. I got some guys with longer arms than others. Some guys that can do things other guys can't. So as a coach, asking your boys to do things they can't is no good, So, but I got some really good athletes, man. So I'm a challenger. But I love the diversity in the size, weight, height. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good.
I saw Pinkney went out to some of the flag football things, him coaching, and he seems like a high energy guy.
He is.
That's how he is all the time.
He keeps a smile on his face. He's happy he's been raised the right way. That's one thing about my boys. They're all good kids. They're all good kids. That's it. Shout out to the parents, but Coach Odell and Coach Knight did a great job bringing in really talented, good kids, so it's been a thrill to coach them.
And South Georgia football has got a great reputation, but Florida State hasn't always recruited that area a ton. Off and on a little bit. How eager are you to kind of maybe tap into that talent in the state of Georgia in general?
Well, they're me. I'm from the 229, that's South Georgia. So I want to try to get as many of those boys to Florida State as I can. Because I know how I felt when I got out. Down here in the South, we use football to get out. So just to be around those South Georgia kids and to feel that hunger that I once had, it's been a blessing, So, and they hard workers. In this area, these boys tough. So it's been a blessing, man.